You are listening to the Mark Lesko podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko podcast.
What's up, Penguin peeps? Welcome to the Mark Lesko podcast. I'm your host, J Rod, and this is Penguin Central. Look at this, guys. We got our logo finally. Thank you very much, Mr. Mark. But of course, with our first time we have a logo, what do we have to talk about? One of four. There's the Penguins, I know. You know, they have the leads, and then with the third period that, you know, they're showing up and beating everyone, and then they just fall apart in the third. That's the Penguins, I know. It's just, it was a tough week. It was, because, you know, you got right into it, guys. First one was, which one? The Maple Leafs, yeah. 4-3, of course, you know the whole story. We were up 3-0, and then 4 goals in the third. In Toronto, no doubt. I mean, they just lost the World Series, I think, that week, so, hey, had to give it to them, right? Outshot them 37-20. Had one power play goal over them, but look at this. I mean, they had way more penalties than us, but their hits compared to ours, good God. Block shots compared to us. I mean, unbelievable. I think that's like the most lopsided block shots I've ever seen in a game, 24-5. And of course, you know, all of those goals for the 4 of them, they only had 20 shots on goal, and 4 of them had been goals in the end of the game. So it means they had 16 or less between the first 2 periods. It was completely domination, and then whatever, just give it all up. Like, again, it's pattern that they had for a while. We didn't see it so far this season. It was like, where is these guys? And then they show up. I mean, hey, it's the beginning of the season still. We're only a month into it, but hey, we had a great start. And here we are starting to get into the meat of the schedule. And here they are playing like we know. It's just discouraging to know that you have guys, Carlson, Kindle. I mean, he had 2 goals, power play and everything, and you should be fine. And then just not. With Jari, of course, in the game, I know they said he got hurt, so they had to call up Sergey for Saturday or Sunday's game to make his debut. That was yesterday. Yeah, but we're getting into that one soon. It's just, yep, this is the typical Penguin game that you have been accustomed to. And if we move on to the next one, which I will bring up. Thought it was up, so sorry, guys. 5-3 Caps. Beating the Caps. And it started out 2-0. And then they tied it 3-3, and we thought, oh, here we go again with this. We're giving the lead up again. And then the third, I mean, Sid was just masterful. He always was against the Caps, just doing all power play goals, too. Just making it look like it's just easy. Anthony Manthea, I mean, I know Alex Ovechkin had some assists in this game, but Ryan Rust and Connor Dewar, they did their part. Again, power play goals. They gave us all of our goals pretty much for power play. So shows that the Caps, that's what we do, man. We are a power play team all of a sudden, and we've done that very well this year. This has been something that is fantastic to see so far. When they have a lot of power plays, they take advantage of it pretty much. So it was nice to see that they did not let it slip away again. Because, again, you think if they let it slip away again, we'd be talking about a 4-game losing streak. And thank goodness we had one game to have a good talk about. Yeah, I mean, the penalties were crazy with the Caps. They had more hits. We had just one more block shot than we did, and we were even on the giveaways and pretty much in the takeaways. It was very neck and neck. But the hits, naturally, we're just not a hitting team. I don't think we do a whole lot of it. So it's just nice to know these guys show up along with Crosby, Manthea, as fantastic. Russ, these guys, they're playing as hard as they possibly can given the circumstances. I think, again, with Jari being hurt And I know Reichel's hurt too. I know there's another player that went down with an injury, and it's just escaping me at the moment. I apologize. But it's just nice to know they do have games like this, and they win against the Caps. Like we always love when they beat up teams like the Flyers and these guys. They're always talking smack, and we have this over them so far this season. So moving on to the next game. We had the Jersey Devils. Oh, now, of course, that day, I was at a friend's wedding. I was in it. It was great. And it was right before the ceremony started. The ceremony was at 3:00, so this game was winding down. So before it was going on, I was going back and forth to the reception table to the outdoor ceremony where we had it. And it's just back and forth, just like, I wasn't interrupting anything. I was just like, we were waiting for the ceremony to start, and we're just trying to be in our places. But I'm just like, if we have a second, went back, see what the score was. I saw that we're down 1-0, which I expected against a team like this. I mean, this was the best of the best so far this season. So we were down 1-0. We tied up in the second. I was like, oh, thank goodness. So we tied up. We're going back and forth. They see that we ended the game with a 1-1 time. Like, oh, this is absolutely incredible. And, again, that goalie, I cannot say his name for the life of me. I hate that I can't pronounce this dude's name still. I'm so sorry. Silvos. I know it's not that, but he did as good as he possibly could. But Jared Allen, oh my goodness, he had a lot of saves in this game. He's a hell of a goalie. But, the 58% wins, yes, that's a typical thing. I mean, we had a lot of hits in this game. We were actually fighting in this one. We had to. And again, block shots were owned by the other team. And I feel like whoever owns the block shot battle, that's who wins most of the time. Yeah, and the giveaways, I mean, that hurts a little bit. But, we didn't capitalize on the one power play, but it wasn't a whole lot. And again, Ryan Graves, of all guys, was the one who goalie we got. And it's just nuts to know that we just could not do anything in that shootout. Our shootouts, it's kind of like the Steelers with Thursday night games. Like if Penguins go to a shootout, you just think, oh God, can't win those ones. We are a great power play, but we cannot seem to do one-on-one at all. Like it's just unfortunate. So yeah, we got points off that game. That's a loss where it's like, hey, at least you got a point. So you can at least think good, positive things on that. But then you had Sunday's game with Sergey. Oh, I want to say his last name, but I cannot pronounce. I don't want to say it wrong. He has his debut. It's fantastic, and it's the Kings. They're like 5-4-3 or something. It's a crazy record, but they're not that great. And we came out with the first goal. We were tied 1-1 with the first, and then we took the lead in the second, but it just fell apart in the end with only 27 shots given up. It's unfortunate. You don't want to see these types of slumps and or like problems continue, but yeah, you're not going to win them all. I know this. We were dead even with the 50-50s. We had one power play goal out of the two. They only had the 1 out of 4. But it wasn't enough. Again, and we had block shots dominant. We had hits dominant. I mean, everything was on our side, but sometimes it's just all it takes is that one goal in the third, and that's where it went. We just could not capitalize. We could not resurface. It's just unfortunate. I mean, we beat the Kings, earlier this year, but we take 1-1 of the series. We tie it. That's fine. So there's that, guys. I know that you just don't ever want to see a trend like this, especially with how bad the Steelers are playing right now. And we're just like, we're trying to find something positive with the city of Pittsburgh, and we're trying our darndest to make it enjoyable, but you can't win them all. I know I said it before, but it's a tough process. We try our darndest to get through it, but just take this week, guys. It's a long time off. I saw that our next game is not until Friday, which lets me go into the empty net closing, where we only have 2 games to talk about before I come on next week. We only have 2 games, and they're both against the Predators. So I was like at Nashville and then Nashville. Very next day. 2 odd times. I think the Saturday game or Friday game is 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, what? A Friday afternoon game? It's random. And then Sunday is in the morning. I think 9 a.m. Like, geez Louise, like very odd scheduling. But do I know anything about the Nashville Predators standings? Let's see here. I mean, we can look at the current standings. I mean, so in the Eastern Conference, Canadians are kicking butt. Bruins have a 6-game winning streak. Boston, you never count Boston out in any sport. Senators, yep. Lightning, Red Wings, yeah, they've had 3 losses. Leafs had 2 losses. It's like, oh, great. So they've had their losing streak, but we couldn't have them win against us. And then the Devils, they had the overtime loss tonight. And, now they're 1-point lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. And now we have the Penguins. Now the 2 games, all you do is lose 2 games and you go from tied for first into third place. Wonderful. But it's a good gap. We have 3 points. Even if we lose, we'll still have third place after, this week. But I don't know what the Flyers, for all we know, they could catch us with having us off until Friday. But yeah, it's early. They're still in the hunt. They're still in the thick of things. So we'll see what it goes to. But looking at what Nashville's doing, I mean, geez. Okay. So they've lost 5 in a row. Great. I'm not saying that spells doom for us, but I get concerned when it's like, oh, we're going to take on a team that's on a losing streak. Well, Pittsburgh seems to be the team you always get rid of those losing streaks. Oh, God. 5-9-4, please. I just don't mess this up, guys. So for the predictions for these games, I'm going to say when we're at Nashville on Friday afternoon, I'm going to say in the first period, we're going to tie 1-1. And then in the second period, I think we're going to tie 2-2. And then should, by all accounts, get back on track. We've had the time off. We have the guys. Maybe someone gets healthy. Maybe we get someone from injury. We score 2 goals, and we're 4-2. Win against Nashville. And then on Sunday's game at 9 a.m., geez, I mean, might be low scoring. We could – whoever's like awake. I mean, I know that a lot of playing and practice, I'm pretty sure, does occur early. I think if I heard right, a lot of hockey practices and stuff like start at 5 or 6 in the morning or so. It's a crazy schedule for practicing. But 9 a.m. start. It depends on who's in the box. If it's Sergey, I think we should still, should have a good showing. In the first period, I'll predict we'll go up 1-0, and then we'll both score a goal, be 2-1. They'll tie it in the third, make it 2-2, but they'll pull their goalie, and something will go wrong. We'll have an empty net, and we'll win the game 3-2. So there's my prediction for these games, guys. I don't have really a whole lot more to add to it. I know there's been a lot of injuries with the guys. And, again, we're witnessing a little bit of a dip. Just, sometimes the Penguins need a dip. That's where they go in the water, they come back out, shake it all off, and, maybe they'll start getting back onto the thick of things and start waddling back up to the surface again. Who knows? But this is what can happen. There's a long season. We still have, there's been, 16 games? 17, something like that. We still have about 60, 65 games left in the season. So we'll see what they have planned for this week. And again, go 2-0. There's 4 more points, and that would put you at 25. We'll see. They just keep up with everybody that you're around, with the Hurricanes, with the Devils, with even the Flyers right now. There's a little bit of a clump in the top. So as long as you do what they do, you'll still be contending. That's all we ask. That's all we can ask for at this moment. Yeah, no one ever thought that these guys were going to do something spectacular anyway. So the fact that they're doing anything right at some point, it's a nice thing to see that there is an organization in Pittsburgh between the Steelers and the Pirates. It just seems like they are doing everything they can to fumble everything and not drop the ball And it seems like we're actually building something with the Penguins. Like there's guys in place that are going to do something when these others finally retire and we bid farewell to the legacy that they had and we move on and actually have guys ready for the next generation. So it's nice that they're actually going to have some success. It's there, and they keep going this direction, guys. It's going to be a great time to watch hockey. So hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. I will see you guys next week, see where they're at. And until then, guys, let's go Pens.